It's time for our roundup of the top 5 road bikes for 2022. Yes indeed, it's time to go through the new bikes that are claimed to be lighter, stiffer, more compliant, more aero, and 100% guaranteed to make you a better and more beautiful human being in the new year. Before we get on to our list, don't forget to like, subscribe and click that little bell icon, so every time we upload a new video, you will get a notification. When Penerello released its latest and greatest road bike, the Dogma F, we were fully expecting to see the pitchforks out in force in the comments. However, imagine our surprise when it turns out lots of you actually rather like the Dogma F. We think this is for a number of reasons. First off is the fact the Dogma F can still be bought with good old-fashioned rim brakes. While disc brakes are better in almost all circumstances, we still love the look of a traditional rim brake bike, and offering choice to consumers is never a bad thing, and you all seem to be in agreement with this. The Dogma is in a minority though, and few top-tier road bikes with rim brakes are being released these days. We seem to say this every year, but could the Dogma F really be one of the last great rim brake bikes available to buy? Let us know what you think in the comments. The Dogma is also one of the more distinctive looking road bikes out there, and that's no bad thing. In a world of homogeneous bike design, we'll always take a moment to celebrate the unusual. The bike is also claimed to make some modest, and not entirely unexpected, improvements over the outgoing model, with claims it is lighter, stiffer and more aero, with a 53cm disc frame kit claimed to save 256 grams over the outgoing Dogma F12. However, one thing we all found breathtaking was the price. While we all knew it was going to be a very expensive bike, we didn't quite expect to see complete bikes starting at £11,000. £11,000! That is a lot of money. Now in its 5th generation, the Sculptura is Merida's flagship climbing bike. With that in mind, it won't surprise you to hear reducing weight was a priority with the new bike, with the medium frame now claimed to weigh 822 grams. That is a modest 38 grams lighter than the outgoing frame set. Not an earth-shattering amount, but given the bike has also made a switch to more aero tube profiles, it's still a noteworthy point. How much more aero, you ask? Well, according to Merida, with the right spec, you can save almost 17 watts of drag at 45 km per hour over the old Sculptura. Now that is a speed few of us will clip along at on a daily basis, but if you're a world tour rider, it's probably something you'll welcome. The bike also has clearance for tyres up to 30mm wide. If you ride on rougher roads, this will be a welcome switch. If you're interested to learn more about how wider tyres affect performance on a road bike, check out our comprehensive video on the subject in the card above. Finally, it's worth mentioning the price. A top spec Merida Sculptura Team CF5 will set you back £7,750. That is a lot of money. However, considering the Dogma F costs a full £3,250 more than the Sculptura at the time of writing for a broadly similar spec, you could argue the Sculptura is almost a bargain. Hard to believe, and it's still a bike few of us can only dream of affording, but thems are the times we live in. If you want the full details on this bike, check out our full review over on bikeradar.com via the link in the video description. Component brand envy carries a lot of street cred. If anyone rides by with that easily recognisable 4-letter logo adorned on their bike, you instantly know they've reached a higher plane of coolness that you could only dream of. Jokes aside, they do actually make some very nice components, and earlier this year the brand moved into larger bike-shaped components which are in fact entire bikes. While undoubtedly niche, we've included this bike on our list because it is a very impressive bit of kit, and for those with deep pockets it could make a genuinely compelling option. Envy's Custom Road is available in either race or all-road geometry options, with maximum tyre clearances altered to suit. Each bike is built totally bespoke to match your unique fit, which as you'd expect makes them gosh darn expensive at $7,000 for a frame set. That being said, you do get a custom paint job included in this price. When you consider that many off-the-shelf superbikes cost a similar amount to the Envy All-Road, the fully custom options could make it a more attractive proposition for the lucky few who can afford them. Another thing that we're genuinely overjoyed to see on the Custom Road is that it comes with mudguard mounts, which just goes to show performance and practicality can go hand in hand. But maybe we're being too generous. As always, let us know what you think in the comments. Cervelo is well known for making fancy bikes for fancy people to go very fast on. The new Cervelo R5 is a similarly fancy bike and has already sat atop of a very fancy podium. Claimed weights for a 56cm frame stand at an impressive 703 grams, and that is with paint. No sneaky unpainted size extra small frame weights here. Interestingly, while most brands battle it out to make the stiffest bike possible, Cervelo claims it has actually reduced longitudinal stiffness on the R5. This is down to rider feedback from Cervelo sponsored teams who said that the outgoing R5 could feel a little uncomfortable at the front end during long days in the saddle. With a World Tour win under Cervelo's belt already with the new bike, you will simply have no excuses if you're lucky enough to end up owning an R5 of your own. Bike Radar is a broad church of cycling ideas and ideologies. What's one rider's treasure might be another rider's trash. Take our senior technical writer Simon Bromley for example. It's fair to say that young Simon is firmly planted in the Aero is best camp. Now, so far, the bikes in our list have focused more on reducing weight than reducing drag. And this makes Simon sad, and we don't want to make Simon sad. But fear not, a Spanish brand Orbea has come to his rescue with its all-new Orbea Arrow, a bike which is all about those sweet, sweet aero gains. At a glance, the Orbea Arrow looks very much like a time trial bike with drop handlebars. I mean, just look at that Aero water bottle and integrated storage box. If that doesn't scream triathlete falling off their bike in a transition zone, we don't know what does. But a tri-bike the Orbea Arrow is not. It's an out-and-out aero race bike, and yes, you can remove the storage box if you want. Orbea claims the new bike will save 15 watts at a spicy 40 km per hour over the outgoing Orbea Arrow. The frame set is optimised for 25 to 28mm wide tyres, but also has clearance for 30mm wide tyres if desired. While top spec models don't come cheap, the entry-level Orbea M20 LTD costs a more reasonable £3,999 and comes with an Ultegra group set. This means you could almost buy 2.5 Orbea M20 LTDs for the price of one Penerello Dogma F. Makes you think. So there's our list. How does it make you feel? Do you feel angry or sad? Maybe it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, or perhaps it makes you want to quit your job and open up a high-end petting zoo. Who knows? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget